Well, it is the 26th of December, back here in North Dakota. I was actually out here a week ago, intended on hunting right through the holidays, and the night I showed up, I had to go to ER and have my appendix removed. So that sucked. I was in the hospital for, I don't know, a day and a half, and then actually went back to see the family for Christmas, and I was laid up for a whole week, and drew my bow back here a day and a half ago for the first time, and my incisions didn't rip open, so we're good to go. We're back in North Dakota. I got Bryce with me. He drove out. He got here today. We didn't have a good wind to hunt tonight, but the next few days should be good. We got a huge snowstorm that's rolling in. We're just doing some cleanup, snow blowing around camp, try to stay ahead of it. But they're saying anywhere from 6 to 12 inches of snow here in the next 24 hours. And then on top of that, it's supposed to get extremely cold. Highs below zero. I think Tuesday, Wednesday, highs of 14 below zero. Wind chills of 45 below. So it's going to be the real North Dakota late season here this next week. And we got a couple good bucks to chase. Should be fun. Well, it's December 27th. We got pounded with snow last night here in North Dakota. Somewhere between 8, 10, 12 inches. Hard to say. But we're just out scouting. I spent the last 3.5, 4 hours pretty much snow blowing just so we could get out of camp. Now we're kind of scouting the roads to see if we can get where we want to hunt. And we just hit our first roadblock. We came down this one dirt road and it's drifted up real bad. It looks pretty dicey. So we're gonna head back, go north, come back east, and then hopefully come south. Hopefully we can get to where we want to hunt tonight. Some crazy ass shit. I think we're on a short list of people that are out, especially out gonna hunt in this, but I don't know. Wind's blowing about 25 miles an hour. Not sure if the deer will move today, but here eventually with all this snow and the cold weather coming in, sometime within the next 5-6 days, it's gonna be good. We gotta weather this storm and kind of be smart. So we'll see what happens here and go from there. Just got back from checking the road conditions. First attempt to get to where we wanted to go was a fail. Roads were drifted too bad. We ended up coming back to the main highway, going north, then east, and then back south, and we ended up getting to where we want to hunt tonight. The only issue is we're going to have to hike in about 750, 800 yards, which doesn't seem like a long ways, but when you're bundled up for this weather and got 25-mile-an-hour winds and snow blowing in your face the entire walk in, it'll be interesting. We decided that we've got a snowmobile, but we're a little concerned with his cold and the wind chill and everything. We're a little concerned the 4-stroke doesn't have a pull start option. We're a little concerned it ain't going to start at dark after sitting cold. So I think we're going to man up and hike in. If we end up shooting one, we can always come back and get the sled to get him out. But we got about a half hour here to kill. We'll probably eat a pizza quick, and then we're going to start getting ready to head out. It's going to be an interesting night. They say the wind's supposed to die about 10 or 15 miles an hour before dark, so we're really banking on that. These deer have been holed up for going on 20 hours almost, and eventually they're going to have to feed, whether it's tonight or tomorrow or whenever it is, but we want to be there when they do, so we're going to give her hell tonight and see what happens. Just going to rip a shot here quick. This will actually be the first arrow I've shot since before surgery. I drew my bow back a couple times before driving up here. Nothing ripped open, so just going to rip a couple shots into the target quick, and then we're all ready to rock. honestly probably 3/4 of the battle. We were walking dead into about a 30-mile-an-hour wind on a fresh foot of snow. We got in the blind. Had to kick a little bit of snow around because it's been blowing in here even with it closed up. It's just absolutely freaking unreal out here right now. Like, I know this video is not going to do justice to shit we're dealing with right here, but anyway, we're in the blind. What time is it? It's 3:15 right now. We've got about 2 hours till dark, maybe a little less. So we are going to get situated. I truly don't know if these deer will move in this or not. The wind's blowing about 30 right now, but it's forecasted to die down to about 18 the last hour. So I would think that's a pretty drastic change, hopefully enough to get the deer up. Got a really big buck in here, so we're going to get situated and see what happens.
That's kind of hidden behind everything right now. Skinny tines, yeah. See what he looks like. See what they look like when they get in here. I got a pretty good feeling. I know which one it is. He's a tall tine. I think he's really fine tine, but he's a 9. He's got a G5 on, I think his left side. What's the last buck coming? Way to the right. It's a big deer. There's a group of 4 more. The last one. That's a big deer. Not him.
We made it out alive. That was priority number 1. We had a pretty good sit tonight. Action was later than I was expecting. I thought the deer were going to move early. They didn't. They kind of waited till, I think it was after 4:30 when we seen our first deer, but then we had that group of 10 bucks come in, and they were on us till dark. We actually had to play some coyotes howling after we ran out of light, and they kind of all ran off. But whatever, there was 2 or 3 really nice looking deer in that group. I have my heart set on a couple of these big ones out here. It's not what I want to shoot, so we let them walk. Back at camp, back to shelter, sunny and 70 in the dink. We're about to throw some brats on the grill. Keep an eye on the cameras. Looks like the cell cameras are struggling to stay alive in this weather, which I don't know what the hell would stay alive in this weather. It's just absolutely brutal outside. It's at least 20 below. But I don't know how much inventory we're going to get here in the next 12 to 16 hours from cameras. So I think tomorrow morning what we're going to do is probably run around to all these spots, at least go in with the sled and put fresh batteries in the cameras, so we'll have at least intel from tomorrow evening. But can't blame these cameras for dying. It's ass cold out here. But right now we're gonna get a belly full of food, drink a few beers, We'll probably sleep like rocks tonight because we got plenty of fresh air in our lungs today. Hey guys, welcome back to this week's edition of First Light in the Dink. We are out in North Dakota. It's the last week of deer season up here for 2021. The weather conditions are what you dream of for late season whitetail hunting. We've got close to 20 inches of snow on the ground. Temperatures have been consistent 20 to 30 below zero, extremely cold. And what I've got going here is what I like to wear late season. Is I do not like heavy, big, bulky arms. So I wear my Sanctuary bibs, but I choose not to wear my Sanctuary jacket. But in place of that, I wear the Chamberlain from First Light, which is a puffy jacket. It's extremely warm. It breaks the wind. And the nice thing about how I use this, you'll notice here that it is noisy, which is not good for bow hunting. But what I do is I put this on, and then over the top of it, I will go ahead and layer a hooded sweatshirt. And that pretty much compresses this puffy. So I've still got, you know, the warmth, the wind breaking ability, and then I will throw my hooded sweatshirt over the top of it, kind of compresses everything, and then I'm back to quiet. So that's your tip this week. If you haven't already, check out firstlight.com. We are going to head out the door and go jump in a blind for the afternoon.
It's December 28th. We're in North Dakota. We are hunting a giant tonight. I think it's the biggest buck we've ever chased out here. JP and I chased this buck all of September and October and lost. We picked him up again here on the cameras late season, about 1.5 miles, 2 miles from where we were hunting him early season. The problem is he's very inconsistent. He comes in here about once a week, but when he does, he's been in the daylight. We've got perfect weather conditions. We've had a big snowstorm roll through here, dropped another 10 inches of snow on us. So we're sitting on about 20 inches of snow. And it's super cold. We just need this big boy to mess up. We're tucked into the bear net. We got Bryce behind the camera. And we're just praying that we're sitting in this blind when he comes in here again. Hopefully tonight's the night.
Slow night tonight. We got skunked. We did bump a couple of deer on the walk in. They were bedded probably 150 yards from the blind. I think it was a couple of small bucks. But didn't see a deer from the blind all night, which was pretty typical for that spot. It's been very hit or miss. There's several days where deer don't even roll through there, and then there'll be a day where that big buck we were after just comes in there in the daylight. So it's like one of those things where you ain't going to kill him if you ain't in there. So we took a shot at it tonight, came up short. Just going to watch the cell cams again tonight. Got new batteries in all of them today, so we should get good intel throughout the night. We did have 2 other spots with shooters on them tonight. Not the big ones that we're hoping to kill, but definitely mature deer, probably 4+. So just kind of going to keep playing the weather, keep playing the wind, and hopefully run into one of these 2 giants. If they kind of fall off the map, we do have a couple backup bucks to chase. So it's kind of the plan. Gonna eat some sandwiches, watch a movie, drink some beer, call it a night. A little after 12:30 right now. We are going to be hunting a new spot tonight that we haven't sat. It's actually only been hunted one time this late season. Josh was out from First Light, and it's a spot that he went in and killed on December 14th. It's the 30th today. Something like that, 29th, 30th, I don't remember. Either way, spot's been sitting vacant. Had a good buck show up after Josh killed in there. Pretty nice 9-pointer. It looks like he's at least a 4-year-old, if not older. But he's been moving in the daylight here the last couple of days. The spot's a little further away, so we got a little bit of a drive, so we're leaving earlier and getting in earlier, just because there's been quite a few deer coming into this spot, and pretty consistent activity all afternoon. So we want to get in there early, let things settle down, and we'll see if the buck shows up tonight. He's a solid 9-pointer. I'd be happy to wrap my tag on him. A couple of these big guys we've been chasing all year have just went MIA. I have no idea what they're doing, so we'll see what happens tonight. We're gonna get loaded up here and roll out.
It's December 30th today. Still at it here in North Dakota. We are changing it up tonight. We've been chasing a couple of giant bucks here the last few days, and actually all season long out here, September, October, and then here in the late season. But they have been taking us to school. But we had a switch in the wind here, so we got to target a different buck here tonight. So we came to a spot up on this river system. We're up above. These deer should all be bedded down off the hill here down in the bottom, but they've been coming up here to feed. And there's been a pretty nice 9-pointer. He's been daylight several times. He's been in here the last 2 nights in the daylight, and several other times here in the last few weeks. So we're kind of hoping to see him. He's definitely a mature deer, right 4+ for sure. But we got in here early. The camera here has been showing deer movement pretty much starting at 2 o'clock, so we wanted to get in here early. We actually did bump a little buck off the bait coming in, but got about 3.5 hours till dark. Fingers crossed the 9-pointer shows up tonight or something bigger surprises us.
Well, we had another eventful night tonight. We seen quite a few deer. Had probably another group of 12 of them coming in right before dark that didn't make it to us, but pretty frustrating sit, to be honest. It was just dead calm. You'd hear a pin drop in the blind, and a couple of the deer that did come in to eat, they were very skittish. It's just a frustrating sit when it's that calm. But anyway, Bryce is rolling out tonight, and that's going to be it for this week's semi-live. Coming up here, I still got 3 more days of hunting out here in North Dakota. I know Mike is starting to hunt Iowa muzzleloader here in the next couple of days, and then if I can get one shot here, I'm going to head down and hunt in Iowa also. So, as always, we appreciate you guys watching the semi-lives, and we'll catch you here next week, hopefully with some dead bucks.